Nope.
Oh, just a... Oh my goodness. Just lay it out.
Today, we got something a little bit different than we normally serve up for you guys. Hey, actually, Zach, can you do me a favor? Just hold this real quick.
I got you.
Hygiene's really important. Because if you've been watching the show for a little bit, one thing you're gonna notice is that we like things that are really performance related. I'm gonna be honest, this thing's not performance related, yet still has me pretty excited. Anyway, go back to business, Zach. Appreciate that. My buddy Larry Chen brought this car, and it's actually a car I've seen a lot because I see it at Moon Eyes all the time. So yeah, let's see what these guys are up to.
Hello.
What's up, Larry? You gonna pay for those?
Nope.
Sweet. So what are we doing today?
We're doing something completely different today.
I already said that. Just get to it.
It's quiet, slow, and low, but it's awesome.
And there it is.
Unorthodox.
So the story,
Let him tell the story.
Well, on my story.
Forget your story. Me and this dude already know each other.
Okay, all
Because
right, fine.
I caught him at Moon Eyes and was like, yo, your shit's rad. Let's talk about it.
Here's the thing.
Why are you even here, Larry?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
I
Tell me your
just can't
story.
Get rid of me.
Tell me your story.
As you guys may or may not know, the 6th Street Bridge got demolished. I guess it was crumbling, whatever. They're replacing it with a new bridge. Basically, this was the last car that I shot at that bridge, on the bridge, and around that area.
For those of you who don't live in Los Angeles, the 6th Street Bridge is really famous because it's one of the easiest bridges to film a commercial or a movie on. So like every movie, every car commercial at some point has the 6th Street Bridge in the background.
31 David, show me code 6 at the 6th Street Bridge in Santa Fe.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Gymkhana 7, actually? It was actually.
It was 4th Street.
It was 4th Street because 6th Street Bridge was in use for another film at that time.
Anyways, the whole slow and low thing, I mean, like, I love the fact that it's not just lowriders, not American cars. Like, other cars, like German cars, can be slow and low too, you know?
So here's a question for you. Do you consider this a stance car? Because this was a conversation that we had inside the building. Because I think like the word stance is like a little bit of a negative connotation to a lot of guys who build performance cars. But this isn't a performance car. It was never meant to be fast. So it's like he just made it a better version of what Mercedes had made it, because now it just looks cooler. Tell us who you are and tell us why you built the car. Let's just get started.
My name is Uria. I've been into Mercedes for a little over 8 years now. I have another one just like this that's a US model. Pretty much everything that I did to this car, I wanted to do to the other car. As far as, you know, the air ride, the accessories, the optional stuff, all that. The other car died out on me. I didn't get around to fixing it, but I'm always looking for these cars, and I ended up coming across this one about 3 years later, and when I picked this one up, it was pretty much a project. It was complete, and it's original right-hand drive imported, and it was already registered in California, which saved me a big headache.
And you told me originally it was from Jamaica?
Yeah, originally it was from Jamaica. It was imported sometime in the 80s, and the previous owner, when he had it, he converted everything to US spec. So it had like US headlights, US taillights, US side marker lights. He added everything to make it, you know, do it.
And then you undid all of that and went all Euro.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's perfect.
When I got it painted, I had them shave off the side marker lights, and a lot of the parts that are on the car now I had for my other Mercedes that I was kind of just saving up and stacking them until this one came around, and I just put everything on this one. And I do still have the other one, I just doesn't run.
And you drove this car here today?
I did.
So you do drive it?
Yeah, at least once a week, but yeah, I do try to drive it as much as I can.
Yeah,
A lot of people think, you know, the car is stanced, which to me, I don't think so at all. You know, the car does have negative camber in the rear, but that's because they have a swing axle. So as soon as you lower it, it cambers. And automatically people think it's stanced. To me, it's not.
So what do you consider it?
I just consider it just Mercedes on bags, you know. It doesn't really go with a certain style. I can't really say it's like a lowrider.
I kind of feel like it is the German lowrider, you know,
Which, by the way, Germans have been doing forever. Germans like love the lowrider scene. Like when I was in a Volkswagens, all of the guys who were building like Mercedes or V-Dubs or Audis, like they were coming out to like the big shows over there, whether it was like Wörthersee or whatever, they were building stuff on like Dayton's because like they were actually taking inspiration from like American lowrider scene. And all of us on the American scene were like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put like mustard and mayos on your Volkswagen? That's so weird, but it's like, it's everyone liking other people's culture. So, but arguably this is probably one of the more stock cars that we've had here, but it wasn't easy making it stock because everything here, like you had to find.
Yeah.
Because like almost, a lot of these are all just Mercedes parts or accessories, but so why don't you walk us through it? Let's just start from the front and go to the back as to everything you've done, because you repainted the car, there's a bunch you've done, so walk us through all that.
So the car was repainted a few years ago, the original Mercedes silver gray metallic. During that time when the car was at the body shop, I had a lot of stuff re-chromed, repolished, all that. I replaced both bumpers because the bumpers that were on the car before were dented. Right-hand drive specific European headlights. And you can tell the right-hand drive specific because of this arrow here. It will always point to where the steering wheel is, even on Hondas and stuff like that.
So basically, he's the dickhead who's driving down the road, blasting you with light, because those are the cuts that are supposed to not have the light hit you in the eye. So, so you definitely get flashed a lot with oncoming traffic.
Honestly, the lights
are so dim because they're old.
Well, I upgraded them, but they're still not as like an HID or something like that. But so these are right-hand drive specific lenses. I pretty much refurbished the headlights, so I bought like a new reflector inside. It's got the yellow fog light bulbs. As far as the grill guard, this was an aftermarket accessory that you can purchase from the dealership back then. The accessories that are on the car are pretty hard to find. They took me years to find.
What's up with this badge? What's this story?
That badge, my family is from Argentina. My parents are from Argentina, so a lot of people usually put stuck art or, you know, other parts of Europe or Germany, but I figured I'd rather put something on the car that represents myself.
You gotta show this. It's basically laying oil pan. It's not laying frame. I mean, that's pretty much the lowest car.
I have to actually unscrew.
Just upside down. No, just go upside down.
Unscrew.
No, just film upside down.
To get under here.
That's how crazy is that? Honestly, this is really the most right way to enjoy this type of car, you know, because you want to cruise around low, but you still want to be able to get over bumps and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, it looks so much better just laying oil pan sitting right here, you know? What's this?
That is a searchlight. So from the dealership, you can choose that as an option. So that was also used in anything from the 50s and 60s.
And this too.
The compass, I added it, but it's era specific as well.
Oh, okay.
I love this.
Yeah, that's a thermometer.
That's so cool that it's backwards from the
outside.
outside.
So you see it all from the inside.
So this is basically the Mercedes equivalent to those two Hondas that were here recently. Just like all the stock rare parts that you can never see. That I've never even seen any of these. I mean, you didn't even have that when I shot it.
No, there's a lot of stuff that I did since we shot it. If you look at the car back then and now, to anybody normal, you would think it's the same, but a lot of stuff has been replaced and reconditioned since then.
If you remember, one of the things that Naj is going crazy over on the JDM cars was their window visor, but this is like the most Mercedes thing possible. Like, it's a chrome window visor, which is so cool.
And those you won't find here in the US either.
So where have you gone to find all the parts?
Just online, searching, asking random people, hitting up people in other countries if they can get certain parts. The things that I did replace was the two armrests, which was also an option. I replaced those with better conditioned ones. It's got a optional seat adapter, which is that piece right in between both of the seats. I replaced the steering wheel with a better conditioned ivory steering wheel.
Just the look from here, and I love that it's ivory. You know, like
Oh yeah.
If you look at the data card on this car, it came everything. That color interior, that steering wheel. It breaks it all down. So, I mean, the ivory wheel, even if I had a black one, I would swap it in just because it looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks so good. Just the white interior, just that off-white look.
Yeah,
It's so kind of period correct for this era.
And I upgraded the stereo system. When I got the car, it had some like 80s Blaupunkt that didn't even work. So I swapped it out with something a little more modern, which if you're a purist, you would hate that there is not the original Becker in there. But to me, I like to fine tune whatever kind of music I listen to. I added more speakers than the car should have, but they're all kind of hidden, so it still looks factory. But under those speaker covers, there's bigger upgraded speakers.
So what else have you actually changed on this? You've added a lot. Is there anything that you've really kind of modified beyond, other than obviously the air suspension?
The car, when I got it, it did not have rear speakers on the deck lid, so I found the original speaker covers and added 6x9s under it.
How long did it take you to build this car?
I've had it for a little over 5 years. The same month that I bought it, I took it to go get the air suspension installed. To me, it's still a work in progress. I'll always find something I want to replace.
this honestly is just looking at it from a photo perspective. The fact that it's creating this line,
that art
is so cool. I mean, on a stock car, you wouldn't see that, you know, as a deep of a cut at least, you know. So just looking at it from here, and how it's covering most of the tire, it just looks so good.
When I got it bagged back in the day, everything was custom to the car. Now there's kits out there, but even then they won't go as low. And that was my thing. If I'm gonna bag it, I want to try to make it go as low as I can. It looks better when it's laid out.
So is this fog light?
That was another option you can get from the dealership, and yeah, that is era specific. So they have a more modern one where the lens is a little bit different, still the same shape, but this is pretty much new old stock when I got it. I also changed the taillights. These taillights are from France. So in the US and any other country, this would be the reverse lens, which is white. France was the only country that had the reverse lens in amber.
Wow.
And that's something that, you know, if you don't know about it, you think it's stock.
It really does look brand new, this stuff.
This hook is hard to find. It's just a cast door pull lever.
Super cool.
Throughout the years, people take them off, lose them.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are hard to find.
Were all Mercedes of this era had the rear film behind the license plate? Was that normal for, does your other car feel like that as well?
Yeah, the other one that I have is exactly this model, this year, just a different engine size and US.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at that basket, or picnic basket.
Yeah. It's got
That's
the
so cool.
first aid kit.
What?
Yeah.
Craft wagon. Verbenstein.
This is how I know you didn't grow up around German cars.
That's so cool. Look at that.
Because as like a Volkswagen kid, like it didn't matter. You had like a completely stock Golf, and you'd have like the German version of the first aid kit.
Oh, look at it. It looks so good. And
Just something a little different.
just all this stock stuff is just so premium. Like, I feel like I wish cars came with this kind of stuff now.
Yeah. So that's the original toolkit. It's got the original lug wrench, and then it's got the original wheel aid.
Wow.
And that wheel aid, if you need to change your spare tire, the lug nuts on these cars, instead of being like a normal bolt that just unscrews, it actually screws in. So with that wheel aid, to hold the wheel up, you screw that on while you can put all the lug nuts on it. So you don't struggle changing the tire.
So is this like a new decal that you had to find or recreate?
Yeah, I had to find. It's new old stock.
A lot of time spent on like ebay.de looking for stuff.
Yeah, and using Google Translate to translate everything because I don't understand any of it.
I remember like learning so much German when I was like 22 years old on ebay.de. You're like, ooh, Felgen means wheel. Okay, that's easy. I can start searching that now. And then, because my Audi Coupe Quattro is the same thing. Like all the good parts are in Europe.
I like that classy controller too. Like,
yeah,
it actually makes it look like what it should be.
yeah.
Like if air was actually a factory option, that's what it would kind of have the look and feel of. You got to show us the light because you showed me the light at Moon Eyes.
Yeah.
It's just such a random like accessory.
Yeah. This cord would have been like 8 feet long. because what you do is you plug it into the cigarette lighter. It can detach from the windshield, which I'll show you right now, and you can use it as a work light. So if you're ever pulled over on the side of the road and need to work on the engine or anything like that.
Wow.
So that clips. So originally, like I said, the cord would have been a lot longer, but I didn't want to have to ravel it up and put it all in the glove box, so I shortened it, and then you can, once this is on the windshield, you can just...
So you can actually, yeah, you can use like a cop light on the windshield.
Yeah, exactly. So
you can just put that back in real quick.
Is that like a cop light?
Hey, Eric.
Wow, nice shirt. Nice shirt. Let me see that.
Oh my goodness. Woo! That's a nice one right there.
With me everywhere.
Did someone send that to you?
Drew Fishbein, OMG Drew.
Oh,
He
man.
hooked me up with this. The
That's
cow doesn't
nice.
come in on Friday, so I bring them with me every Friday.
Seems rad, right?
How cool is this, huh?
These come right and drive?
This was a Jamaican car.
He got this thing
we
out of
gotta fill
Jamaica.
him in.
The island, not Queens.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sure you guys...
Yeah,
We've done most of the walk around, but the thing...
Let's fill.
So there's a lot of like crazy just accessories like that. Is actually like a stock accessory that's the basically like a cop light that also comes off to be a work light.
Ah, yeah, that's all.
That's all me right there. Yeah, broken.
that's
Just
right.
fixing broken cars. And then compass, because you
gotta know
need
where
that.
you're going.
Outdoor temperature.
Wow, forget the digital stuff.
Yeah.
You got it right there.
But it's backwards, you see?
So that you can read it from the inside.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the original interior in this thing. And it got a V8.
Hurt by the way. Man, this thing is cool.
And it got a
Wait,
V8.
this is a V8 single overhead cam?
Yeah.
V8?
It's clean.
I've never seen a single overhead cam V8 before.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, but I mean, I deal with a lot of really...
I'm not surprised.
I got a flathead in there. It's totally... So.
Nah, this thing is beautiful. Is this like a daily or just like a...
No, I drive it as much as I can, but it's not comfortable.
But you drove it here, so
Yeah.
that's the first thing that counts.
That's
Yo,
okay.
you want to talk about low? Come look under the front. Come here. Look underneath. I had to...
Oh my god, that's the fucking oil pans? That's the oil pan?
Yo, get them push-ups in,
Yo,
son.
you are manliest for doing that. Because that's some real shit.
Yeah,
That's dangerous.
but I can just raise it up, so.
Oh, your bags?
Yeah.
All right.
But I've seen this thing cruising, and you cruise it super low.
Yeah, if the street's pretty smooth, I'll ride it slam. But if not, if I'm on the freeway or something like that, or longer trips, it's just stock height.
It was in my head that was static oil pan height. I was like,
So we were having a conversation you can key in. Like, some people would call this a stance car, but like, this isn't a stance car to me. Because it was never meant to be like a performance fast car.
Right.
It's just a cool
From the
cruiser.
factory, it's a
Like, I would rock the shit out of this.
yeah, I mean, if I had to choose to spend all my time and money on making something slammed and cool, why not do it to a fucking Boss Mercedes?
I don't get why there's a lot of Japanese VIP cars.
It still looks good. It still looks good up.
Yeah, even at this height, it's cool.
It looks real presidential right now.
Does it ever upset any of you guys? Because, I mean, this is your car, so it's not going to upset you. When people come by with super old ass cars and their windows are cleaner than anything.
Yo, the windows on this is wild.
Like, it drives me nuts. I have no idea.
You know
how
what
that's
drives me
possible.
nuts? Your glasses are so foggy, I can't see your eyes. I don't know how you could see out of them. I always look at your face and then I'm like, how do you see
How are you
that?
gonna just diss the boy like that? Look at him.
I want
Man,
to clean your glasses for you.
Every kindergarten bully session right now just came back to hurt.
I can see it. I can see your beautiful eyes now.
God, leave my glasses out of this, man.
Yeah, is this factory? The way that this is pops up like that?
Yeah,
Wow.
They just fly with their auto style. Like, man,
Yeah.
this little-
This thing is stylish as hell.
It's so dope.
good looking.
There's
It's
no,
so good looking.
There's no hating this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like, oh my goodness. Just lay down. Seriously,
it's absurd.
pull up somewhere and you just air it out like that?
I've never had anything with bags before.
Do you want something with bags?
I've-
Is that in your
thought about
life?
it. I've thought about it,
That's
but
next.
just
Like
'cause-
an LS?
well,
Like an
because
LS 430 or 460?
I just love low cars. Low cars are
But that allows you to drive low cars
it's like,
every day.
it's no matter what, it'll look better lower. That's the way that I usually feel about cars.
I love this thing.
Thanks.
Does it do burnouts?
No.
I mean, you have to ask. If I owned this, I would either drive it like this and just scrape the oil pan the whole time, or I would drive it on its side, or just the front up, or just the back up, or just one wheel. Like.